day trading margin. Somebody asked me the other day about trading with margin. Should they do it? Should they not do it? And kind of the disadvantages and all of the stuff that comes with day trading margin. What it is. What is day trading margin? I'm going to talk about it in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. Well, what's going on, guys? Patrick here. I want to make a quick video talking about margin in general. I think some people are confused. I see people with the idea that they shouldn't trade with margin because they think they're going to end up losing somebody else's money. But what you have to remember here is that margin is a tool so you can leverage the funds that you have in your account. So let's say you have a $25,000 account and you use a broker like SpeedTrader. You're going to have 4 times margin. So that's going to give you $100,000 worth of buying power. Now, most brokers has a risk management system. Let's say you buy 10,000 shares of VHC right now. You buy 10,000 shares at $6 and you have $25,000 in your account. There's going to come a certain point when the loss is more than your account value, they're going to cut you off. That's just pretty much how it works. They're going to cut you off long before then. So you got to think, if I buy $100,000 worth of VHC and the stock starts to crash 10%, I'm going to end up losing $10,000. Still, that's going to leave me with $15,000 of my own money while using the margin from the broker. So it's not really like I'm going to lose the broker's money. It's not like if I do end up losing money from VHC, am I going to owe money to the broker? Now, there's some very rare situations where maybe you're shorting overnight, stuff like that, which I don't think it's a good idea to use margin if you're shorting. If you're going long overnight with a lot of margin, you can run into some issues. That's why a lot of the different brokers have margin restrictions overnight. So don't be so afraid to use margin. It's not a bad thing. Margin is just a tool that basically every trader uses. Every trader out there is using margin to buy and sell shares. If you're trading on a margin account, you're doing it either way. It's not that you're going to risk anybody else's money. If you're trading with margin, it's not like, oh my gosh, I have a $100,000 position and I'm going to lose $100,000. It's basically like I have a $100,000 position. My equity in my account is $25,000. And like worst case scenario, I'm probably going to lose $25,000 like maximum, because the broker themselves have different safety nets, basically protocol, that they're going to cut you off. They're going to get you out of the trade. They're going to liquidate you before the broker themselves ends up losing money. There might be some situations where you get a margin call, but if you're just doing intraday trading and you're just trading, between 9 and 4 o'clock every day and just getting in, getting out, trading, day trading, if you're doing that using margin, there's no interest, there's no fees, there's nothing like that. You're basically just buying and selling shares. You're getting in, you're getting out during the day. If you're doing that, there's no extra fees. So that's one thing to understand. People, I think, are confused that you have to pay interest on every single trade that you make with margin. It's not how it works. Only do you have to pay interest if you end up holding the position overnight and depending on the broker, the margin, and all that stuff. So that's going to be a case-by-case basis. But overall, if you're intraday day trading, you're not going to have to pay any extra fees for using margin during the day. Is that to say that if you have a small account, you should go out and max out your margin first thing when you first start trading? No. But over time, you can start to use that margin to your advantage to leverage your account equity to grow your account faster and vice versa. Obviously, if you leverage it and use a larger amount of money than you have, there's a chance you might end up losing money faster, but that's part of the game with day trading and understanding how margin works and the risk that you're adding on. So if you have $25,000 and you add on, another $75,000 in margin on top of that trade, you're adding on 4 times the risk. So if you're risking $1,000, well, now you're risking $4,000. Kind of a different video all on itself, talking about risk and reward and all that. Just kind of clearing up the airways if you've had questions about margin. That's how it works. You're not risking really anybody else's money unless, let's say we buy VHC and then, in 5 minutes, the stock goes from $6 down to $0. It's probably not going to happen. I'm just going to say it's probably not going to happen that quickly, that fast. There might be some volatile moves. You might end up losing all your equity in your account. but the actual broker has programs, has algorithms, has people sitting there basically watching risky trades. So if they see that you're in a really risky trade, they might end up liquidating you depending on your equity and your margin requirements and all that. Take it slow when you first start out, but once you kind of get into the groove of things, use that margin to look for better opportunities, being able to buy more shares, looking for smaller moves, stuff like that. You'll figure out over time kind of what works best in terms of sizing, but just want to kind of put that out there for people who are maybe wondering about how margin works. Like I said, intraday margin, you're not going to pay any fees. You're not going to pay any interest. You just got to understand the added risk that you're adding on to the trade. There it is, day trading margin, breaking it down for you guys in this video. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, all that fun stuff. I will talk to you guys later on.